It's me, bro. It's me. I'm the monster in the woods. Don't I kind of look like it too? Like the kind of wild hair. Yeah, it's me. And I realized that when I was like kind of in the woods, like because you got to camp in the woods to survive. But I was kind of in the woods. I was like, got a little bit creeped out by the noises. It's actually fun to sleep outside and like hear the noises of the forest, and you're like, what was that? You kind of anxiety kind of spikes up a little bit. It's actually quite nice. It seems like it might be a little spooky, but it's kind of nice, a little uncomfortable. It's not bad. It's not that bad. So I have to sneak around the woods. I have to sleep in woods that are not mine in a legal sense, but it's a space that nobody really cares about a lot of the time. It's a space that if I wasn't using it to survive, right, because of the system that we've designed for ourselves here in America, I the land would just be used to cut down all the trees, evacuate all the animals, and just build a Taco Bell. True story, by the way. True story, by the way. One of my camps turned into a Taco Bell. Can you believe that? But yeah, I'm the monster. I'm the guy sneaking around, yo. Like, I'm literally the monster in the woods that people have to warn their kids about. Okay, not actually. Not actually. I just thought it's a funny comparison. Now, I don't feel like a monster because I sneak around the woods. By the way, I sneak around on public woods. I don't like to camp on somebody's residential woods. But I feel like a monster because I've done bad things. I've done bad things. Who hasn't, I guess? But I've done bad things, and sometimes I'll just remember them all at once. I'm like, oh yeah, I used to manipulate people. I used to manipulate people online quite a bit. Quite a bit. It was anybody who I labeled as degenerate, as we called them in my teen years. I would often try to push people over the edge. It feels gross coming out of my mouth because I don't talk about it. My brain hides it away from me. But we need to shine a light on it. I tried to push people over the edge. I sat in a dark room with a bright computer screen. The only source of light was the computer screen, and I just typed. I didn't enjoy the sunset. I didn't go outside and enjoy the beautiful, peaceful sunset in all of its glory and beauty. I just sat inside. And I hurt people. I've also, I was really mean to my sibling. And I laugh because, I feel like a lot of people were mean to their sibling. And, that kind of helps me feel a little bit better about it. But it also doesn't, because, why are we so mean? Why are people so mean? Why are people so mean? Why? So, yeah, I've done that. I've used some, I guess, conversational hand grenades inside of conversations and fights, mean things that hurt, they're aimed to hurt, when you say them, and also physical hurting too. We've punched each other. I've also ignored personal convictions. What a tragedy. It's all tragic, but what a tragedy to have a conviction to be a better person and then ignore it and be like, nah, just this once, I'm just gonna choose the easy way out, and then do that time and time again. Is that not one of the biggest tragedies of mankind? Why would I ignore personal convictions? It seems so disgusting. Why would one do that? It's because it's easy to just not do that. I don't know. Sorry, I'm trying to think. I know I should be talking constantly, but it's hard sometimes. But The point on this channel is to try. The point is to try to make a video. It's not to do it perfectly, it's to try. But yeah, I've had convictions all the way from smaller things like don't use your phone for a certain amount of time, don't engage in like this bad habit, don't engage with it at all, and then of course, you know, the conviction just gets thrown in the fucking trash. No, the conviction gets stuffed down. The conviction just gets fucking pushed down hard, like compacted. It doesn't go away. But your sanity kind of goes away a little bit when you just keep doing this. Keep being a bad person, pretty much. But, you know, and then I've had bigger convictions like, you know, don't engage in factory farming. Like why? There's no good reason. Like, just look at any video of like the behind the scenes of, you know, meat production. Preferably look at a video published by the company themselves. You know, like the polished version, the nice little version, like we care about animal welfare, and then examine it for yourself and then see what your conviction says, right? Right? I mean, what's scary is that our convictions aren't going to lead us to the same conclusion usually, which is really depressing, but I suppose I'm getting a little bit off topic. But yeah, my brain pushes these things down, these things that I've done. It stuffs them down, and it's really good at it. But then they come up in my just one morning, one random morning. I'll just be like, oh yeah, I did that. Fuck. Fuck. It wants to remember, yet it also does not. So because of this, I feel like I'm dying. I feel like I'm disgusting. I feel like I'm really, really gross. You know, it makes me feel slimy, disgusting. More filthy than if you don't shower for like 10 days. Infinitely more filthy than that, in fact. Sometimes I say, like, there's no amount of, like, filth that can ever compare to, like, ignoring your convictions or, like, choosing the wrong thing morally. I'd rather jump into a swamp and just sit like that for like a few months. Genuinely. Deep down, I know that people who make these mistakes, like during their teen years and that kind of stuff, right, deserve to be forgiven. Right? Because it's during your teen years. There has to be some allowance and some understanding of like, oh my god, like, you're a fucking teenager doing despicable things. And yes, they are despicable, but like, I don't know, maybe it was your environment. Maybe it was just like Satan or the evil in the world just fucking with you, right? However you want to conceptualize the evil in the world. Maybe it was just like, I don't know. There has to be some acknowledgement that like people can change after being bad people, pretty much. It's like, we look at the Bible and it's like we have those stories of like, I think it was a character named Paul. I don't know if they're real people or not. I don't know. I don't fucking know much of anything, by the way. Right? I don't know if the Bible is real. I just don't fucking know. But there was somebody named Paul who became somebody named Saul who became Paul, right? And they used to be like mean, like fucking murdering Christians. And they got compassion for fucking murdering people. God. It's insane. So deep down I acknowledge that people deserve to be forgiven to some extent. At what point should we not extend forgiveness? I don't know. Again, I don't know much of anything. I just know that compassion needs to be allowed for bad behavior. And I know that in a context outside of just myself. So outside of just making justifications for my actions, or like trying to make sense of my personal wrongdoings, I understand that on a wider scale, bad shit is happening. And I'm not the only one who does this. Who has done this, who has ignored convictions even up until recently. Okay? So for that reason, I know that we need to engage in meaningful conversations, engage in, like, rigorous conversation, like, not aggressive, but, like, deeply powerful and like meaningful conversation, like we need to be strict about how we talk to one another, almost, right? Like we need to make sure that it's clear, our communication, and we need to extend possibly even a level of empathy that we're not quite ready for. There's that quote by Albert Einstein. It's like, widen our circles of compassion, because we're in a prison right now. Like we're in a prison thinking that we are only experiencing our own thoughts, when instead action performed here on one side of the earth, sorry, I'm tripping over my words, something done here is felt at the other side of the earth, right? That's the gist of it. But yeah, and I wrote here, especially if somebody feels motivated and a conviction to dedicate their life to a good and beautiful goal, a good cause. That's me. That's me. I'm not saying I'm more righteous because of it. I'm just saying that helps me, well, I'll get to this in a second, but helps me justify my existence. That helps me justify. Like that is what helps me live, pretty much. That helps me feel like I'm deserving of life after, being a bad person, I guess. I hate saying it like that. Like, no, being bad is not okay. It needs to be put to death. It needs to die. And that's what I'm doing. I'm trying to kill it, okay? I'm trying to make sense of all of it in a way that is truly helpful for myself and the world, but especially the world, because acting out of self-interest is what got us here in the first place. Fuck. But yeah, I have to justify my existence. I have to justify my existence because of what's happened in the past. Think about that. Do you know anybody or yourself who has to justify their existence on Earth? Some people do. Some people do, and I'm one of them. Because of course, if I have done bad things, I need to have a good life. A good life that contributes positively to the world overall. So, specifically, I have to justify my life through good works. Right? Like, for example, like I would want to do some kind of work to help rescue missing children, kidnapped children, and prevent abuse. I would want to do those kinds of works, and that's what I do. That's what I very much do. I've spent the last 7 years or so doing exactly that through what I describe as like a public journaling project. So like I write a lot of shit online about like notes and of how we can analyze, like look at the wider societal exploitation that's going on in all areas of the earth, break it down into like simple, achievable, understandable steps, and then like actually do something in our day-to-day life. So that's what I do. And I do it to kind of offset the pain that I've caused. And like even if we like look at a different area of the pain that I've caused, so like plastic waste, like plastic, buying a piece of plastic, buying anything from the store, and buying stuff from the store ethically represents like every problem related to that. So just like doing anything ethically, pretty much. I feel guilty for that. And so if I buy like a piece of plastic at the store, I'm like looking at it, right? And I'm like, yes, I really want this snack. Number one, to not fucking starve, right? Number two, to like, God, I hate consumption as a whole, by the way. Like, I hate that we have to consume living things, like, or freshly deceased living things just to survive. And like, I just fucking hate it as a concept. But I'm just like looking at my snack and I'm just like, yes, I want this, and it will taste very, very good. But I'm also like, I need to like do some kind of work to like, I don't know, I need to like donate $5 or whatever to like an organization that works with law enforcement to bring home missing children. Or like an organization that is really, really good. And I keep saying really, really good, like, because I want to support good things in life. I don't just want to support any organization that's, or any goal or any cause that's just saying that they're going to do good. I want to support objectively good things, right? But I'm like, yeah, like I have to offset my negative contribution by buying plastic that's possibly unethically sourced through child labor or whatever. Like we have child labor, we have environmental destruction, and then we have factory farming. And I believe those are like the three big areas of like cruelty found in just the everyday shit that we need to survive. Like just fucking eating food, yo, is fucking unethical. Especially for people, like, imagine me, like, buying food. I'm like, okay, this is fucking unethical. This is fucking unethical. And it's even more unethical because I've done bad things in the past. Like, I'm probably a bad person. But deep down, I know that there's a person very much worse than me who is buying all the fucking food that they want. It's a fucking joke. So for that reason, I've thought about it a lot. And I believe that I should still live and try to consume ethically. But, like, actually try, you know? Like, not just say that I try. Like, actually fucking try, and that's what I'm doing. That's what I'm doing. But, yeah. Thank you for listening this far, by the way. I'm, like, tripping over my words. I do apologize. It's just... It's hard, you know? I genuinely don't know if it's worse to buy one turkey, one fucking Thanksgiving turkey, at the store... or buy a product that, or like, you know, any product that like allegedly uses child labor or whatever, or to abuse somebody directly and cause a little bit of lasting harm, like lasting emotional harm. I genuinely don't quite know, because if we buy a turkey, we're supporting and demanding that an industry continues to exist that is, you know, unethical, right? Like, and there's so many layers of the industry, like, right? There's like lobbying and corrupt politicians, there's factory farming, and then within factory farming and like the so-called good practices, there's like people who just blatantly disregard those, who like kick animals and shit, right? So there's just there's like a cake, like a layered beautiful onion cake of abuse behind buying one fucking thing or participating in one corrupt system even a little bit. And then if we take that harm, how does that compare against, like, tossing in a conversational hand grenade, like a loaded piece of abuse? God, it's so weird when I describe things, right? Like, just like, imagine like a hand grenade of abuse. So let me center myself for a second. A hand grenade of abuse. Like calling somebody a... Like, I've done this. I called my sibling a shooter. A school shooter. And I tossed that hand grenade into a fight. And, like, I don't know, some shit like that, or anything else, right? In a conversation. It could cause lasting damage. So how does that compare against buying some shit? I don't even know. It seems like the more direct, like, abuse, like, obviously both need to be accounted for, but it's like... And both evils need to be addressed and like brought to the light. But it's like, how does it compare? You know, I don't entirely know. I don't know much of anything, but I do want to know the objective truth about that. And I mean, what do you think? Like, I suppose leave a comment if you want. Like, if you've been thinking about that too at all, or if you've ever thought about that. I do engage you to leave comments. Not even because it boosts my engagement. And, like, I do want to reach, like, people eventually. Like, I want to reach more and more people. Like, as many as possible. As many as possible, right? It's not even for that, though. It's just like, let's engage. Like, even with the people who are currently watching, which is anywhere from 1 to, like, I don't know. I guess I've gotten a couple videos, like, short videos that have gotten up to, like almost 1,000 views, right? I do intend to continue making videos, but, you know, with the people we currently have, like, let's engage. Like, let's talk. Like, am I right? Am I onto something? Or is bro onto nothing? I love that, by the way. It's so funny. Okay, let's see where I was at. Let's ground ourselves again. I'm a good person now, though. Am I? I mean, I like to believe that I am. It's kind of a joke, though, because, like, who is really good? Especially if, like, you've done bad things. I keep saying that. I really do feel fucking terrible that I've done bad things. But I'm good now, though, right? I mean, I do a lot of the right things. I do all the right things. I dedicate so much of my day to doing good things. I hope I am. So I saw a video from a very, very small micro content creator with like just a few subscribers. Barely gets any views per video, even though they make good videos. They make diving videos, which is fucking awesome. Like literally showcasing the beautiful creatures of the sea, right? Like we need that kind of content on YouTube. Like we need people who dive into the ocean to show us just how beautiful the unseen parts of Earth are. It's like telling a story. It's almost like telling a story that like needs to be told but isn't really seen by people. So I love this content creator, which should be in the description. Hopefully, if I can find them again, they should be on my subscription list. But yeah, I love this content creator, and they made a video which was just like a beach cleanup. So they were just like, they had like a little strainer kind of device, and they were just kind of shoveling up like plastic, like styrofoam, right? Because it breaks into these tiny little fucking pieces. It's miserable to clean up sometimes. It breaks up into these, so they're like straining out the sand, and like the small tiny little fragments are still falling through the strainer, and it's like, oh my god, they're like making this video. It's like, it's fucking impossible to clean up the beach. Like there's always going to be trash just because of the selfishness of human beings. And so my response was like, oh my god, like it's okay to care about these things. It is okay to care. By the way, not everyone on Earth quite understands that it's okay to care deeply. So what I decided to do was just not fucking, use styrofoam. And then like there were a couple times shortly thereafter where like I had the opportunity to like buy a styrofoam cup and just like for a drink, right? And I was even pressured to, and I was just like, no, I don't want to do this. I don't want to fucking do this anymore. I don't want this fucking plastic to end up by the ocean. Like, please, no, I'm done. I'm done. Quote, I have set my mind and my will, I am leaving. I will not abide all your raging and raving. I have set my mind and my will, I am leaving. I have set my mind and my will, I'm leaving. So that's just one small action to show that you care. Cut something out. If you hear somebody yelling about how horrible it is, you can do this on a slightly bigger scale with like veganism or like not engaging in factory farming. By the way, all veganism is realizing that it's not about health necessarily. It's not about any of that shit. It's just about not wanting to participate in exploitation. That's what it is, right? That's what these things are at their core. So yeah, and then that's a conviction and everything, and it's okay to care, by the way. It's okay to do that. My brain rewards me for it, thankfully. My brain is like, yes, like, let's be a voice. Let's amplify oppressed voices, I suppose. I really want to do good, man. I really want to fucking do good. I really want to offset this fucking pain that I've caused. For fuck's sake. God. I lost where I was at. Dang it. Hold on just a second. Just don't click off just yet. But yeah, I don't use styrofoam anymore. And obviously it gets a little bit more complicated when you're like, okay, well, I obviously there's somebody in the world who's yelling about like, or complaining about like plastic because like it affects them. Like that's fair. But it's like, fuck, like at what point, like, just be as ethical as possible. As ethical as possible. I've had to completely reorganize my life to be ethical. I've had to live a completely alternative lifestyle. Okay? I've had to be homeless, literally. Okay? To avoid overconsumption and participation in a corrupt system and economy, okay? Okay. But what other convictions am I shoving down and ignoring? What else is there? What is hiding? What am I missing? What conviction am I missing right now that I am shoving down, just trying to compact, even though it's just going to spring back up eventually? The thing that's concerning is that I don't want to shove down fucking convictions forever until I die. Because one day I will die, and then all of the convictions won't be addressed. That's a fear that I have. How can I hear everyone? How can I hear what everyone has to say? Okay? Everyone who is affected by something on Earth, I want to hear what they have to say. How can I care about every problem without destroying my life? Pretty much. I don't know. Maybe it's just worth it to just not eat at this point, right? That's a thought that goes through my brain. I don't know. How can I not support any evil person, system, industry, project, or any plan, anything that's evil? And how can I, share that education with everyone else? I kind of like that I have to justify my existence. It gives me purpose. Of course, if the world was just completely perfect and devoid of evil and all the problems were solved, I would be fulfilled. I wouldn't be missing anything. I'd be fulfilled. I don't need evil. I derive some purpose from it. I derive a sense of purpose from these problems, these deep, deep problems. Yeah, kind of like it. I'd like to contribute some truly and objectively amazing things to Earth. Good or neutral inputs. Never bad. I don't want to do anything bad. Easier said than done, right? And I just want to breathe. I want to breathe deeply and enjoy the truest and most beautiful, non-addictive pleasures of life. Then die. Then I just want to die at some point. I do want it to be over. I believe so. I believe I truly do want it to be over at some point. I don't want it to drag out for too long. Because at some point, I do want to be done consuming. Because life itself feels kind of corrupt, right? Life itself. Not even just the evil parts. Just the base cause of whatever makes the evil happen, right? It's corrupt. Feels bad. I am so ashamed. I can't even fully breathe sometimes. I can't even take those deep, fulfilling breaths. I have been I've been able to breathe deeply a lot recently. It's like meditation, it feels good. It's the thing that I enjoy in life. And I've been able to a lot recently, but sometimes I just can't. Because sometimes something claws at me. I remember what I've done, and then I want to die. And I kind of want to know that other people have gone through this too. I want to know that I'm not alone in this. I want to know also that what I've done isn't too bad, it can't be that bad, right? Hopefully. It's not in comparison to really, really bad things. Like the big players in society who do the really bad things. It's not that bad in comparison to that, but every action matters. Every single fucking thing matters. It matters more than you know. I assure you, every small action matters. And I know this because when I witness small actions being done in my day-to-day life by other people, it matters to me. So that's how I fucking know that small actions matter. Right? So I kind of want to know that what other people have done is worse. As dysfunctional as that sounds, right? It's a thought that goes through my head. I want to be honest. I want to know that I'm good and worthy of living. I want to know that I'm good and worthy of living. I want that reassurance, but only if it's true, of course. But yeah, I also do just want to fade out eventually and just die. Sounds kind of sad, but yeah. I stay on Earth because there have been people who have expressed to me that they want me in their life and that they need me in their life. And furthermore, that I make their lives better, and I have something good to contribute to the earth. So there have been people who I have heard who are like, you deserve life. Like, you actually can be good. And so I'm thankful that I have those people who have told me that, because that keeps me alive. And I need to use the gifts that I have to offer in the world. I am born with a set of gifts. That's the key thing. It's like on my website, I have like a list of gifts that I want to give to the world, which I should link below too. But yeah, I've come to this personal conclusion that it's worth it. It's worth it as of now. And I'll die anyway, right? So I might as well just fucking do good. Like, do good, have a good impact on the world. Oh my god, I keep repeating myself. I do apologize. Sorry about that. Thanks for listening. I mean that's about it. I can't think of anything else. Thanks for watching. Like, if somebody watched this, I don't know if anybody watched this. Doesn't matter. The point is to try. Okay? So thank you.